This podcast isn't exactly house-trained. It's got a sly grin, a sharp elbow, and a fondness for the darker corners, just enough to feel a draft from the void, not enough to lose your keys in it. So if you've got young ears nearby, or you prefer your holiday stories wholesome and well-behaved, consider this your friendly off-ramp while the lights are still on. Because once we step past this threshold, the language gets a bit blue, spiky, cheeky, occasionally rude, but never without a wink. You've been warned. Tonight, you are not tuning in. You are tilting. A needle drops on a record that isn't there, and the season cracks open like a glow stick in a blackout. It is the longest night or the shortest, depending on which side of the cosmic receipt you're reading. The holiday lights are smiling too hard. The wreath has opinions. The peppermint is doing surveillance. A mall Santa curses in a dead language behind the food court curtain, while the sleigh bells ring like tiny courtroom gavels. Outside, the sky is a steel lid. Inside, the calendar is a hungry animal. We are all pretending time is a polite guest when really it's a drunk cousin with a matchbook and a karaoke addiction. This is the solstice, the hinge, the pivot. The quiet click you only hear if you stop performing your cheer. Somewhere, a fireplace is rehearsing its lies. Somewhere, a snowman is bargaining with the sun. Somewhere, you are opening a gift that is suspiciously shaped like a second chance you didn't order. The world says, be warm, be grateful, be merry. But there is another instruction printed in invisible ink on the underside of December. Invert, unmake, subtract. So if your joy feels borrowed, if your sadness feels seasonal, if your nostalgia comes with teeth, if your hope has a strange echo like footsteps in a hallway that isn't in your house, you are in the right place. We will be your shadowy carolers, your midnight meteorologists, your unofficial elves of the wrong reality. And now, with the year turning its pale face toward the cold mirror, we open the door that is not a door. We step into the snow that is not snow. We offer you the anti-hymn, the backward blessing, the holiday that eats the holiday, and welcome you to the minus world. Season 2, Episode 1, Solstice.
Some got money, some need cash. Some go hungry, some just stash. They say it's sharing, bright and cheery, mostly it's not caring. Dressed up dreary, smiles on faces, hands stay clean. Welcome to the money season. They'll tell you it's the season of sharing, but mostly it's the season of not caring. Performed with a smile, gift wrapped in good intentions, and stapled to a receipt. Welcome to money season.
Money season, money season.
Getting money, giving money, taking money, spending money. Too much money, not enough money, 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 money.
Money season, money season.
I'd be tight and call it love. If it jingles, it must matter. It's the money season. My family tree's a bank statement, roots in courts and country clubs. Generations deep in merit, polished brass and quiet shrugs. I don't spend, I simply inherit. I don't win, I just belong. I sip tradition smooth as bourbon and call the system standing strong.
I trim the tree with golden margins.
Stock options sparkle, bless my soul.
I trade with family and memos.
Then I cut the heat to hit the goal. I toast to lean efficiencies while the break room's out of cream. But look,
The bonus.
isn't Christmas just a dream?
I wrap the gifts I can't afford. Work the late shift double time.
Sing carols through a paper mask, smile big, my my rent's behind.
Hey, it's magic, it's a feeling.
But feelings don't keep lights on bright. I trade my sleep for peppermint and hope the hope survives the night. The city decorates the lamppost, throws a ribbon on the cold. Every storefront glows like mercy I was never meant to hold. I watch warm families through the glass like scenes from someone else's life. Winter doesn't ask permission, it just sharpens up its knife.
I hit it big and tackle order.
Some other shiny optimized bullshit.
Now it's first class.
Lounge access, manifested, crush it, kill it. I buy silence.
I buy status.
I buy boots that never see snow. I post grateful.
Post blessed and
Post given. Then I go see.
CEO.
We're all in this together.
All money.
It's simply how the world works.
This works on me.
I'm self-made, baby. Everyone else, sure you are.
Money season. Money season.
Getting money, giving money, taking money, spending money. Too much money, not enough money, 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 money. Money season, money season. Under tinsel, under cheers. Some get yachts and some get lectures. Work harder, it's your year. Sing it sweet for the soup line. Sing it loud for the cold. Sing it soft for the kids who learned what a budget really told. If goodwill were currency, we'd be rich from coast to coast. But it's priced out by the loudest laugh and whoever wants it most. Peace on earth, terms apply. Hoping installments, goodwill while supplies last. No refunds on the past. Receipts in the stockings, profit in the chimney. A warning light where the angel goes. So sing it sweet,
Sing it
sing it slow,
Sing it
sing it loud so everyone hears.
Eat the rich, motherfucking eat the motherfucking rich. Eat the rich, not eat the rich, motherfucking eat the motherfucking rich. Eat the rich.
That was the Minus World Orchestra sincerely wishing you and yours a lucrative money season. And now something quieter, a narrative about the preciousness of light in the dark. Picture, if you will, a world so young it still misplaces its own colors. Snow falling like erasure, the horizon learning to swallow. Tonight's tale, the candle at the edge of winter, passed to us by Sarah Just, concerns what people do when the sky stops keeping its promises.
In the first winters, when the world was still young and the snow fell so softly, it erased even the memory of color. The sun began to disappear, not all at once, just a little more each day, slipping behind the horizon like a tired child who had forgotten her courage. The nights stretched longer, heavier, as if they meant to swallow the year whole. People whispered in their doorways, pressed close to their dimming hearts. They wondered if the sun had abandoned them, or simply grown too weary to rise. But far to the north, in a crooked cottage wrapped in frost-bitten vines, lived Eowyn, small in stature, quiet in manner, but carrying a heart that would not dim. She knew the truth. The sun does not leave out of spite, only fear. Even bright spirits sometimes doubt their place, and so, on the longest night when the sky hung low and the world seemed carved from ice, Eowyn climbed Frostspire Hill. The wind clawed at her coat, the stars trembled like distant bells, the night tried to swallow her too. But she brought with her a lantern woven from the memory of warm months, summer honey, sun bloom petals, gold kept safe beneath careful hands. She set the lantern in the snow and whispered to the wick, "Little son, brave wanderer, Even in the dark we remember you. Return when you are ready. We will be waiting. The flame woke gently, then bloomed. A circle of gold against an ocean of cold, and somewhere beyond cloud and sleep and doubt, the sun felt it. A small pulse, a reminder she was still wanted. She stirred, she stretched. She lifted her face over the distant rim of the world. Just a breath of light, just a promise. But enough. At dawn, the people saw the faintest brushstroke of gold returning to the sky. They felt hope rise like warmth in their ribs, though they did not know the shape of Ewin's lantern, or the words she offered to the night. And so every year at Yule, they light candles in their windows, their hearts, their altars, not to summon the sun, but to welcome her home, gently, tenderly, the way you welcome someone who has been gone too long. For this is the oldest truth, carried through winter. When the world grows darkest, light a candle of hope. Not all suns live in the sky. Some burn quietly within us, waiting to rise again.
'Tis the night before solstice, reconfigured by Kaizo automata.
Tis the night before solstice, and all through the wood, not a creature was stirring, as creatures well should. The candles were dressed on the altar with care, in hopes that the old ones might soon be aware. The bones were all laid in a neat little ring by the hearth where the kettle refused still to sing. The moon hung low like a bruise in the sky, an unblinking pale ancestral eye. The children were nestled, not dreaming of toys, but of antlers and shadows and old whispering noise, while mother in ash-marked cloak, I in black threadbare shirt, had just finished sweeping the circle of dirt, when out on the frost there arose such a sound. I knew without looking the veil had gone thin all around. Away to the door I crept, breath held tight, salt clutched in my fist, heart drumming the night. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow cast long crooked shadows of things down below. When what to my wide open witch eyes appeared but a spiral of footprints cloven and weird, with a slow shambling gait and a presence of dread, I knew in my marrow the old year lay dead. More rapid than ravens, the memories came. I called them by title, I spoke them by name. Of hunger, of hearth fire, of sorrow, of seed, of birth and of rot and of unfinished deeds. To the north of the compass, to the edge of the light. Now spiral, now gather, now coil in the night. Then up through the branches, through oak, ash and yew. The darkness drew breath and the darkness drew true. And then in a moment, as breath turns to steam, came the old god himself, half waking, half dream. He was dressed not in red, but in bark, bone and scar, with a crown of shed antlers and frost-bitten star. His eyes were deep wells of unmeasured time. His smile knew the punchline before the joke's line. A bundle he carried all tattered and torn, not gifts, but the year weary, battered and worn. The failures, the debts, the sharp words we regret, the names we still mutter we cannot forget. He spoke not a word, but he weighed us instead, with a look that reminds you the past isn't dead. Then he cast the year down in the fire's low glow. It hissed, it screamed, then it let go. He nodded once slow as the sun does in sleep, a promise not spoken but ancient and deep. Then back through the trees, through the frost, through the thin, he carried the silence that follows an end. And I heard him exhale as the darkness drew breath. Light always returns, but it must pass through death. So we stood in the quiet, the circle still warm, knowing dawn would be born from this longest black form. And I whispered, not loud, but honest and true, blessed solstice to all, and to all start anew.
And now, we turn our gaze carefully to a trio of seasonal figures you won't find atop greeting cards or mall displays. Overlooked, underappreciated, patient. First, Jojo the Solstice Ape, brought to us by Kaizo Automata, a presence felt more than understood. Then, a visit from Krampus, courtesy of Poopsie Milankovitch, a reminder that not all traditions reward good behavior. And finally, Frostmantle, Winter's Aegis by Arthur Stonnard, a name spoken softly, if at all, when the cold grows attentive. 3 avatars. 1 season, each with their own version of generosity and their own accounting. There are revelations here, unexpected ones, but we'll spare you the details. After all, surprises work best when they arrive unannounced. So, settle in. Winter has been waiting.
Yeah, so it's me, Jojo the Solstice Ape. Twice a year I pop up like an unpaid subscription you forgot to cancel. Right when the sky is doing its big dramatic astrology hair flip. Summer solstice, I'm there, sweaty, confused, trying to look ceremonial while my soul is wearing flip-flops and my brain is buffering. Winter solstice, also there, hair frosted like a questionable donut, acting like I'm not one cold gust away from writing an apology letter to the concept of heat. People be like, Jojo, what's your sacred role in the celestial mechanism? And I'm like, bro, I'm a symbolic anchor for the hinge of the year. I'm the big furry punctuation mark between too much light and not enough. I am the cosmic bouncer. I check the sun's ID. I don't make the rules, I just stand here and look important so reality doesn't get lazy. And look, I take the gig seriously. I do. I got my whole routine. Show up early, pretend I'm not nervous, stretch my shoulders like the universe is a heavy couch and I'm the only idiot who agreed to help move it. I practice the solstice posture, you know the one. Hands out, chin up, eyes like I'm seeing destiny. Instead of a bunch of farmers staring at me like I'm the weirdest weather app they ever downloaded. Then we do the right. The sky hums, the stars do that slow blink like they're in on a joke. Nobody is explaining to me. I grunt the old syllables, I ring the stone bell, I do the ceremonial stomps that make the earth go. Yeah, okay, fine. Boom. Season flips. Everybody claps. I go back to my cave and eat regret. But here's the thing, the real ceremony. Not the sun, not the angle of light, not the grand cosmic spreadsheet of days and frost and ripening. It's her, Rhonda, the equinox elk maiden. She shows up twice too, balanced, immaculate, all poise and quiet thunder like she's the center point of a scale that never lies. Meanwhile, I'm over here built like a myth and emotionally shaped like a panic snap. She smiles and the whole horizon goes soft for a second. I swear the wind learns manners when she walks by. And me, I keep my distance because I got this fear right. This big dumb ancient fear that if I step too close I'll mess up the math of the heavens. Like my feelings are a clumsy torch and her clean symmetry is a library full of dry paper. So I do the classic move. I act chill. I act too chill. I'm like, yo, Rhonda, what's good? Nice, perfectly balanced existence you got going on. And she's like, hello, Jojo. And I'm already cooked because I want to tell her the truth. That every solstice I feel the universe tilt hard and every equinox I think of her holding the world level with quiet hands. That that I love her like a fool loves the one thing that makes him want to be less of a fool. But instead, I just stand there being the seasonal hired muscle, making my dumb jokes, acting like I'm not secretly a soft disaster with a cosmic job title. So yeah, that's the routine. I'm the twice-a-year ape, keeping time for stubborn sky, pretending I'm only here for the celestial business. But really, I'm here because the sun turns and the world shifts and she appears like a clean line drawn through chaos. And I'm hoping one of these seasons my courage finally shows up on schedule.
A visit from Krampus.
'Twas the 5th of December, the silence too thin, when a scrape on the rooftop dragged claws across tin. The fire went out with a gasp of cold air, and I knew in my bones that something was there. A thud down the chimney, a wet, heavy sound. Then a shadow unfolded and curled on the ground. Horns scraping the ceiling, eyes burning with rage. He grinned when he saw me, a beast out of his cage.
Chains tightened, he whispered the names of the damned. My children, I gasped as their bedroom he scanned. He opened his bag, empty, hungry and deep, and murmured, I've come for the ones who won't sleep.
And upstairs the children, both wicked and kind, felt birch on their ankles, rough hands intertwined. For Krampus by custom spares good kids his fright, but packs up the naughty in the dead of the night.
Soft screams bellowed out from the bag on his back. Then faster than thought he was gone in the black. So young ones, beware and be good as can be. For if not, then Krampus next year comes for thee.
Frostmantle, Winter's Aegis.
The sworn protector of my lord, a bastion stout of heart, a doughty shield. He long ago forswore the axe and sword, yet still I stand and never will I yield. The night is long and winter's tooth is sharp. Who else but I would stand against the chill and break the wind and twinkle in
tomato-whiskered chin is courting naughtiness and vile disgrace. Through darkest night and longest he will ride, beacon of hope and harbinger of cheer, and I shall warm his jolly face best dry. Frost mantle, call me Santa's mighty
Oh shit. Didn't see that coming, did you? Or maybe you did. Maybe you see through the cracks and know what cold lies beyond. Sarah just graces us again, this time with something warmer, softer around the edges, a cozy little parable about generosity and the surprisingly complicated business of getting it from where it's felt to where it's needed. The peppermint balloon is an adventure in delivery. Two unlikely voyagers and a glorious mode of transport. This one is nice for a change.
You know all the stories of Santa and his dashing helper reindeer, and elves at the North Pole, busy building lots of toys. But have you heard a gentler tale of two giving mice with kindness to share? High above the sleeping houses of Chestnut Way, where chimney smoke curls like drifting thoughts, and moonlight settles soft as sifted sugar, the giving mice set sail each night during the festive holiday season in their peppermint-striped hot air balloon. Patchwork globe of old scarf threads held together with candy cane twine and lit by a lantern made from a thimble and a star-shaped firefly. Pip and Marigold, tiny travelers, keepers of quiet kindness, float between falling snowflakes, their little basket filled with walnut shell cookies, spun sugar snowflakes, and words gentle enough to heal something small inside a heart. They fly to those who try to do good, even when it is hard. Those whose courage doesn't roar but flickers, steady and patient. Stockings are their havens, soft knitted hollows smelling of pine resin and chimney warmth. They slip inside, two little shadows, to rest and listen to the sleeping house below. Pip often hums a tune as Marigold sets out the gifts. Peppermint sticks for children who share, even when they don't have much. Handwritten notes for tired grown-ups who keep going despite the weight in their chest. A silver thread jingle bell for someone who showed kindness when no one was watching. And one Christmas Eve, a storm rises, snow swirling like whispered warnings around their tiny balloon. The lantern flickers. The wind tilts them sideways, but through the storm, they see a house with a dim but determined glow. Inside lives a boy who has learned that bravery isn't about being unafraid. It's walking into school each day, even when the bullies try to shrink his world. He keeps his chin lifted, even when his eyes burn. He helps his mom and dad with chores. He carries groceries for a neighbor. And though he doesn't always feel strong, he is. He doesn't know that someone has noticed. Marigold climbs into a stocking and places a small glass heart, warm as sunlight, sturdy as truth. Pip tucks beside it a note written in looping strokes. Your courage is real. Your story matters. You are braver than anyone has told you. The storm howls. But when the mice rise back into the night, their lantern finally goes out. Yet they do not fear the dark. Something bright, quiet, and full of purpose guides them home. And Still, every winter, if your stocking feels rumbled, or a soft jingle stirs your dreams, if a tiny unexpected gift appears glittering with wonder, perhaps Pip and Marigold visited, sailing through the night in their peppermint balloon, seeking out the bravest hearts in the world.
Don't say we never did anything nice for you. You got your nice. You unwrapped it. You smiled for the photo. You posted the proof. But now that you've had the pleasant must beget the painful. That's the deal. That's the balance. That's the little teeth behind the tinsel. So let us retreat quietly, reverently, into the mind palace of a dingy, dark, crappy but amazing grindhouse theater, the North Pole of the gruesome, where the slasher flick is king and the usher is a warlock with a flashlight that judges you. Take your seat. The chair is butter-soaked and older than your mother's ball sack. Feel the sticky floor grab at your shoe like it misses you already. Breathe in that sacred incense. Popcorn, mildew, and regret. Somewhere behind you, someone laughs at the wrong part. Somewhere above you, the projector coughs like a dying reindeer. You adjust your coat. You realize you've sat in something you can't explain. And then, with a flicker, with a stutter, with a little seizure of light, it begins. From the sick mind of Kaizo Automata comes. Wait for it. The naughty list. Here comes Santa, y'all. Far north of north, where no warm-blooded wanderer passed, there stands a workshop of iron and ice and secrets massed. In that bleak factory, humming with gear and chain, ice elves labor forever in frost and strain. They stitch the red suits out of polar silk thread. They spin drifting snow into fiber for head. They mold jolly faces from holly and cheer. They test every ho-ho to ring bright and clear. Santas roll forward in rows by the score, chubby and twinkling and ready for more. All wobble and chuckle and sparkle with glee, all perfect, all merry, all guaranteed. But one winter night, something soured and cracked. One Santa came crooked, one Santa came racked. Its laugh wasn't jolly, more cough than delight. One eye jittered sideways, not twinkling right. The elves gathered close with a shiver of dread. "This one is wrong," was all that was said. The supervisor frowned and flicked out his hand. Two burly elves moved to obey that command. They grabbed the bad Santa, still blinking and slow, dragged it away through the workshop's glow. No song, no goodbye, no candle, no prayer. Just toss out the trash and pretend it's not there. Outside was a blizzard that never forgave. They meant for the cold to become its grave. They slammed the thick door with a final clunk-thunk, locked all the bolts, left the misprint junk. Snow swallowed the figure. The wind moaned low. The faulty Santa knelt in the glow of nothing at all but the whirling white, alone in the endless polar night. But that Santa did not fall silent or cease. It staggered back up in the storm without peace. Half alive, half made, half broken machine, it stumbled into the howling unseen. It walked and walked through blizzard and sting, through drifts to the waste and frostbite's ring. It lost both boots to the ice and the snare. Its toes turned black in the open air. Time lost meaning. Day, night, same. White sky, white ground, white game. White in the wind, white in its head. White in the thoughts that should have been dead. It marched like a toy wound past its prime, through a place outside of reason and time. It cried to the gale in a strangled shout, but the wind just laughed and drowned it out. The world went blank. Its mind came loose. Memories frayed like a busted noose. It saw ghost reindeer in flickers of snow and a phantom sleigh that would not go. It begged for its makers. No answer came, only the blizzard repeating its name. It had been thrown out, unneeded, denied. So rage and confusion curled up inside. At last it fell, too tired to fight, letting the drifts tuck it in for the night. Snow rose slowly, soft and deep, a cold white blanket for endless sleep. The red suit vanished beneath the frost. Breath went quiet, movement lost. Not living, not dead, not fully undone. Just wound down, silent with fury unsung. And under that ice for seasons untold, anger stayed hot while the body stayed cold. So the Santa waited, preserved in the freeze. A problem paused in polar seas. Years slipped by, or decades, or more. The kind of time explorers ignore. Humans arrived where humans should not, chasing some myth or a headline shot. They found in a blue glass crack of a glacier a miracle, omen, relic, erasure. A figure in red in the heart of the ice, perfectly kept like a holiday vice. They chipped and carved and widened the seam, faces alight with ambition and dream. Out slid a man in a tattered red coat, beard iced solid to chin and throat, skin pale frostbite wax and chill, mouth caught mid-mirth but twisted ill. They posed with him, grinning, and flashbulbs burned. The world went mad when the photos turned. The papers called him the Claus of old, the true Saint Nick from the stories told, or some lost fool in a cheery disguise. But nobody looked too close at the eyes. They hauled him south to a glass display, laid him on ice in a case all day. Children squeaked noses on frostlit glass, watching the winter king of the past. Scientists muttered, confused, obsessed. We're getting a reading inside his chest, a pulse, a flutter, some flicker of heat. They blamed their gear for the faulty beat. He cannot be living, they all agreed. Just frozen history, nothing to heed. A trophy, a myth to ticket and sell, and that was the start of their holly hell. Week by week, the ice turned slick. Maybe the climate, maybe the trick of stubborn warmth that wouldn't fade, a pilot light in a dead thing's shade. Late one night in the museum's gloom, past the dinosaur jaws and the pharaoh's tomb, a single droplet slid down slow from Santa's melting block of snow. Then crack, like bark on winter trees, then thump, like something hitting knees. A guard on rounds heard the sound, paused, and swung his flashlight round, only to find that festive harm. Garland yanked from a wreath display, knotted his partner's life away. Then wham! Red blur from shadowed ice, candy cane shard cut clean and precise. Blood sprayed warm on a plastic claws, painting that mannequin's grin with gauze. The thawed one fled through office light, dripping melt and murder bright. He stumbled, panting, vision hazed, then saw a corkboard, stopped, and gazed. It was just a staff list, names in rows, curators, interns, techs, Joes. But in his fractured, burning head, this was the naughty list instead. A purpose bloomed, sick and sweet. Punish the naughty, make it complete. One by one, each name, each face, a blood-red gift from Santa's grace. He tore the list with shaking hand, a crooked smile, a plan so grand. He tucked it tight in his dripping coat and hummed a cracked, wet, dying note. Terror fell fast like black ice rain. Everyone named met candy cane pain. And with every kill, the Santa grew more playful, crafty, thrilled, and new. Jake Hargrove walked through snowy street, head down, earbuds, shivering feet. He heard a jingle, faint and light, following close through the winter night. He turned beneath a street lamp's glow, breath puffed silver, heartbeat slow, and saw two eyes in an alley's moor, too bright, too low, too wrong to ignore. Then Redcoat lunged with a guttural shout, and Jake's last question never came out. The candy cane shard flashed cold and bright, painting the snow in peppermint night. Then Molly O'Shea, closing late at the store, counting receipts by the gift shop door. She hummed a carol to keep out dread, locked up, stretched, rubbed her head. On her car sat a present, green bow wide. She smiled, confused. Who's playing nice? The box shook once from something inside. She lifted the lid, terrible surprise. Two gloved hands snapped out like wire, grabbed her wrists with strangling fire. Out of the box, too small, too tight, rose the dripping Santa, hungry with spite. She tried to scream, but tinsel stuffed her mouth till all her pleas were muffed. Under rainbow parking lot glow, he played executioner in the snow. With one hard swing of a conjured axe, down came Molly, clean and fast. Her head was later proudly placed like atop a star, high-laced, perched on a giant candy cane, mouth still frozen mid-scream strain. Neighbors stared at dawn's first light, and Christmas joy went dead that night. The janitor next was found at dawn, laid in the courtyard, arms spread, gone, limbs twisted up in a gruesome pose, a bloody snow angel in crimson clothes. The head curator got festive cord, blinking lights his final reward. Strangled slow by red-green glow, a one-man caroling horror show. The city whispered, the headlines screamed, the Christmas Ripper, the talk piece deemed. Each corpse a present wrapped in dread, each bow a warning from the dead. But one last name the Santa stayed, saved like dessert, delayed, delayed. Her goodness nagged some cracked remains, but still, her name was wrapped in chains. Sarah Sue Stewart, intern bright, volunteered nightly to do what's right. She served hot soup in the shelter hall, gave scarves and gloves to one and all. On any sane list she'd rank as nice, pure-hearted, steady, kind without price. But madness doesn't grade that way. Her name was inked. She had to pay. One bitter night she left the door of the shelter at 3:45. She hugged her coat and hurried her feet down a glittering, silent street. Every lawn was lit and loud. Candy canes, snowmen, inflatable crowd, plastic reindeer, glowing sleighs, fake Santas grinning in tinsel haze. Something watched. She felt it near. Her breath turned fog, her chest turned fear. She glanced at a Santa posed by a post, hand up waving like some red ghost. She almost laughed. It's just decor. Then the decor stepped off the floor. It wasn't hollow PVC. It raised an axe and smiled to see. Wet beard clumped, eyes insane. Suit all matted with thaw and stain. From its throat a gargled hoe, low and rotten and full of woe. Sarah dropped her bag of cans, spun on heel and ran. Boots on frost, lungs aflame, Santa pounding, close behind came. She tore through yards of Christmas cheer, animatronic choirs of dear little angels singing joy to the world, till Santa smashed them, lights unfurled. Heads of choir boys rolled away, still chirping carols in sick delay. He didn't slow, he didn't tire. Axes don't need air or fire. Sarah vaulted a low white fence, heart like thunder, nerves all tense, into a yard with a nativity spread, wise men plastic, manger bed. Mary stood with open arms, plaster smile and plaster charms. Sarah shrugged off her bright red coat, wrapped it round that holy throat, draped it just so, crouched it low, a baited silhouette in glow. Then Sarah ducked behind a sleigh, praying, shaking not to pray. Santa crashed in, breath like knives, hunting for warm and beating lives. He saw the red shape, hunched and small, raised his axe and spent it all. Down it came with a slaughter crack, split poor Mary clean in half. Plaster halo burst like chalk, holy head in holy shock. Before the monster could recoil, Sarah leapt in righteous boil. She'd ripped 2 antlers, sharp and stout, off a lorn reindeer's plastic snout. With fury born of terror and right, she drove those antlers in mid-fight, shoved them deep in Santa's back, till meat and bone began to crack. He roared, lurched, swung that axe like doom, clipped the sleigh and blew its bloom. Power cables snapped and spat, sparks went crazy rat-a-tat. Sarah seized a broken wire, still alive with crackling fire. Christmas lights gone jagged wild, Saint Nick howled like a wounded child. She jammed the sparking cord full blast against the antlers, held them fast. Blue-white lightning filled the air, lit his skull-bone bright and bare. For one hot blink, the whole block saw a smoking skeleton Santa Claus. Eye sockets glowing ghostly white, jaw locked open in electric fright. Pop went the grid in a thunder cough. All the fairy lights blinked off. Silence fell like falling ash. Sarah staggered from the flash. The Santa dropped to both his knees, antlers jutting like cracked wings. Smoke curled up from suit and seam, slow and bitter as dying steam. Sarah panted, hands all burned, brain still racing, stomach churned. But she was standing, she was real. And Santa lay there cooked like steel. Porch lights flicked on up and down the lane. Neighbors yelled, "You okay? You sane?" Two little kids in pajamas peered at the smoking claws they'd always revered. They stared at the scene in the moonlit snow, broken manger, shattered glow, angel heads and busted sleigh, and Sarah shaking, still half sleigh. They whispered, awestruck, soft and sealed, "Santa's real." The truth revealed. And that is how brave Sarah Sue learned what holiday monsters do. How Santa comes for naughty names, with bells and blood and candy canes. How kindness fights and will not yield, even in a tinsel battlefield. How one last girl in winter's breath dragged Christmas back from Christmas death. Ho, 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 low and rotten and full of woe. Thank you for joining us, and fuck you for leaving like the coward son. The longest night isn't for everyone. It's for those with odd taste and an enduring condition. Those who can stand the vacuum when the void grabs you, rips you out of yourself, then slams you back in, hard, until you're scrambling to hold on to the last hour, the half-remembered wandering, the aimless drift through the minus world. If you're feeling disoriented, good. That means it worked. This has been a production of The Moon and the Moth Media and the Kaleidoscopic Sound Company, crafted by Kaizo Automata, Sarah Just, Poopsie Milankovic, and Arthur Stonnard, with audio production and generative clockwork design by Kaizo Automata. Podcasts depend desperately on likes, reviews, listens, views, and especially subscriptions. So, hook us up with the good fab. Watch your back. The new season of Minus World has arrived in your town. It stalks the streets. Episode 2, Reversals coming soon. Thank you.